Known for its high quality of life, excellent schools, and beautiful parks and trails, Chino Hills is a family-oriented and community-based suburb of Los Angeles. Indeed, these characteristics and values began to draw members of the BAPS congregation to the area. As the congregation grew, a need for a Mandir in Chino Hills arose. From the outset, many residents of Chino Hills have shown their support for the Mandir project. One of the Mandir's most supportive advocates has been Mr. Barry Fisher. Mr. Fisher has been a resident of Chino Hills since 1991 and vividly recalls the early efforts to begin construction on the Mandir project.
It was to physically get done. It wasn't the cause to enhance really anything other than your right to pray as you want to. That was basically it. I mean, every time I've come here, I've been treated as a guest. I'm respectful for what you've done. It's got to be a benchmark for the city of Chino Hills. Probably in one part, it's one of the more proud things I am of my life. It's, I feel grateful that I was there at a time where something could have been done and I was able to do it.
As a pillar of the community, Mr. Fisher reached out to community leaders, including then-Mayor Gary Larson, to learn about the Mandir. Mr. Larson served on the City of Chino Hills Council from 1991 to 2006 and has supported the Mandir and the congregation through his open and honest friendship. Mr. Larson and his colleagues voted to approve the Mandir in 2004, with a small exception related to the height of the Mandir. This initial approval could not have been possible without the support of hundreds of Chino Hills residents who signed petitions, wrote letters, and spoke in support of the Mandir project. In 2010, BAPS reached out to the community for a second time, seeking their help in completing the Mandir. Again, the residents of Chino Hills answered that call for help in a tremendous way.
Well, after having heard an awful lot about it and seen the drawings and talked to a lot of people, I think my initial impression coming to an open house far exceeded my expectations. I was just really blown away by what I saw and the spirit of community and the beautiful opportunity that was embodied in this wonderful undertaking. The asset, I consider it a cultural asset, not just to this community, but to the entire area.
Getting the card in the mail and checking definitely yes. And then shortly thereafter we saw things in the newspaper about it. And I remember being astounded that there would be any concern about having a community like this be part of our community. So that was the first we heard of it, and that was back in 2007, 2008. So it's been quite a while since we saw the first information come out.
Hundreds of Chino Hills residents visited the BAPS Mandir and Cultural Center to learn about the Mandir. More importantly, the community joined forces to spread the message of peace, harmony, and brotherhood throughout Chino Hills. Visitors would share their experience with their friends, colleagues, and families. For many, it was an unforgettable experience.
I don't know, it's always been a pleasure to share, just in a one-on-one. I don't know how integral we are to the community, but the people that we've encountered and friends that we know and neighbors, we feel very fortunate to have had the opportunity to share this with them, to bring visitors and guests from other parts of the country, family members, to come and see what we think is really such a beautiful thing.
It's affected my life, I would say, in a personal way. We lost our son 2 years ago, and we actually reached out to you to come to, we had a foundation walk for our son Jason Tenney's, and we actually reached out, and you had a Swami come and do a prayer. I don't recall the name of the prayer, but it was so beautiful, and it helped us. It just really touched our hearts and helped us so much. And we reached out, and then, right away you just reached right back to us, and it was just so profound that there was just this mutual helping each other. So with the death of our son, we reached out and we had a Swami come and do the prayer at our foundation walk for our son. and it was just so heartwarming, the whole experience.
Well, I've been impressed at how articulate the young people are, how outgoing they are, how warm, how enthusiastic they are, how proud of their heritage they are, and how in contact with family, friends, with their temple, with the congregation, and the community they are.
You know, I'm always interested in knowledge and information, and I seek it out. And this is like my 5th or 6th visit to this site, and every time I come, I learn something new. The name of a new Swami, the name of, you know, your deities, the organization of the deities, new words, new phrases, everything. And I find it extremely, extremely fascinating. And I share that with my own church group. I lead an adult class. And at first they looked at me kind of weird, like, why are you doing this? And I said, why not? These people exemplify the highest ideals and values of what our writings say. And my writing says, if someone does works such as these, then God is in them. If it's good enough for that book, they're good enough for me.
In the end, the Chino Hills community and BAPS stood together to get the final approval. On that day, August 9th, 2011, over 300 residents supported the project by attending the City Council meeting. With tears in their eyes and love in their hearts, many spoke passionately about the Mandir and explained their overwhelming support. The result of their support is the majestic Mandir that you see in Chino Hills.